dear friends. Welcome to 6 Degrees of Connection on Allatra TV Africa. On the daily basis in live broadcasts, we meet people from various countries and continents and find out about their culture, their traditions, interesting facts about their country, and also we discuss different important questions concerning our society. It's questions like what kind of world each person would like to live in? How do we envision a society of happy people? And what can each of us do today in order to live in creative society tomorrow?
Hello, dear friends. My name is Evelina, and I would like to introduce you to our project, the Creative Society Project, which is a unique global project which was initiated by people themselves from all over the world. And the main goal of this project is to transform our current consumer society into creative one. And that should be done purely by peaceful means in the shortest time possible. So I would like to give the word to our new co-host, Turkey. Welcome, Turkey.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Turkiya, and I'm very happy to join this initiative that really promotes the well-being of humanity and gives us a perspective of what we would like to see in the near future. And as you said, to create a society in which people do feel like they fit in. With us, we also have a colleague and friends from Libya who will be participating with us today to talk about their views and what do they think about the 8 principles of the creative society, as well as what makes them happy and proud to be Libyans and things that they would like to share with us about their culture.
Thank you so much. And dear guests, would you like to introduce yourself and also tell us what do you love your country the most for? What makes you proud to be Libyan? And anyone can start. So who do we have here with us? Amira, maybe would you like to start?
Sheda, Nasser, don't be shy. We're waiting for you to share the most interesting facts.
Hello.
I am Chella, and I am an architect. At the same time, I am responsible for a creative hub in Libya, Tripoli. I would say that I am really proud to be Libyan because of diversity. We do have a lot of culture. They're really different communities that we have, and we're living together. And also, we do have a very rich nature. We have so many different scenes. You can see the sea and the desert and so on. But we've also going through a lot of difficult times in Libya. And one of the things that I feel like make me proud of the things we do, just not me, but all the young people and women in Libya, that we are really resilient. Well, we work really hard, and despite all of the difficult circumstances we go through, but we work on a daily basis, and we're still trying to be very creative. That you can see that no matter what's going on, we still have a creative community that is doing a lot of work, a lot of art movement, a lot of initiatives of young people to try and to make our country more peaceful and a place for us to live happily and enjoy the things that I said about our country.
Thank you so much. So interesting. Who would like to continue?
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
yes,
we can hear you.
So this is Amira. Additional to what our colleague Shada had mentioned, it's true that we have a lot of resilience effectives that we have here in the country. As you can see, a lot of young people who are trying to put a better picture for the country nowadays, and they're participating in so many activities that relating to arts, music, etc. to other where we usually have a lot of art events here in the Tripoli. Nowadays we have a lot of people who are from the other places and other cities in Libya who are going through to see to do who's trying to advocate for tourism in Libya. I have shared many pictures with you earlier over that you if you would like to share with us here that we can talk about them. That's for Libya to see the other scenes, to see how beautiful the country is, and it's completely different from what like the media is trying to convince us and are trying to show us. And we have a lot of people who are very well educated, people who are speaking different languages and try to participate in the international organization, and they're doing their best to provide the best of that they can, and the assistance that others, like we're talking sometimes about migrants and refugees who are like so many young people who are absolutely very helpful. And nowadays we have the holy month of Ramadan. We have the social society who's very intervening, they're very active and trying to help as much as they can and this I think this I believe that such thing I would really like to share it with the world. When people ask about Libya, I think people should know about this, and this is one of the things that what makes us, all of us, proud to be Libyan.
Thank you so much. That's what we want to do. We want to hear from representatives of the country about the country. And we know about media and what they put in our heads something. This is not always true, and it's the best to have a program like we have today, and to hear representatives and to hear for real what is it like to be Libyan, what is it, what people live there, what their country like. We also prepared collages, and our technical support was showing some collages, some architecture, some cities of Libya. And maybe Nassar would like to continue, and we'll switch to collages also. Nassar, would you like to tell us what you love about your country the most?
Yeah. In my opinion, the most striking thing about Libya, its location. I think when you look at the map, the universe, it's at the center of the world. It's near to the. It has 4 seasons, near to the sea, desert, sea, mountains. So many places. So many beautiful places. Also, if we look at the from the
if you see the pictures, you can even use them.
They are yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. I guess it's this sound is delayed.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as Nasser was saying.
Delay, yes. There's delay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big delay. Yeah.
Also, the people, they are kind and take care of each other. Also, in terms of the history, Libya, I think it has ancient or big history, but unfortunately, we don't know a lot about our history, from Greek to Romans. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Turkey, would you like to add something to this picture and, I don't know, summarize it.
Actually, yes, I wanted to add something on the points that Nasser was mentioning, is that he's right. We have, it is considered that we are in the center of the world, like on the map, but also that we have such a rich history. Unfortunately, not all of us know of it, because with the older generations and us in this generation, we're trying to uncover all these small parts and things that happened in the past to be able to find our identity, as well as build something for the next generation. And every time, for example, we sit with our elderlies and we learn about these fascinating facts that happened in the past, and they make us, at least from my end, proud to be Libyan. Whether it's about the Roman history or the, all the beautiful ruins we have in the East and in the West, so many beautiful undiscovered places that unfortunately are neglected. I'm very sure that if we take an initiative and try to just uncover that small part, it's gonna make us feel more proud to be Libyan and find a concrete identity for us.
Yeah, so I think we are disconnected from our history. I don't know why. We don't know. When I go to Shahat, Syria, I usually see people take photos beside the temples and so on, but it has something. Asking myself, what other meaning of this?
Yes, it's good when we start asking questions ourselves. What is it? Why do we have this? Why was it built? What does these symbols mean? It's very interesting. Would you like to add something, Evelyn?
Yes, I just wanted to shortly comment on the same thing, that it's not just Libya and Libyans who don't really know the history, but I think it's every single country on earth now experiencing the same problem. And it's very sad. And sometimes you can see that this happens because people are not really interested in these topics. They are just okay with what mass media shows us. And I think this is not always true, and that's why we're all suffering from having not correct information about each other.
Yes, I would like technical support to show us some pictures of Libya our designers prepared. And maybe if someone wants to comment on those pictures, we'll be happy to hear about the places we see on the screen. Does everyone see the picture?
I don't.
Yes. Well, here it moved. It had shown some of the some sceneries from the east, called the Gabaron Lake.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we've seen some temples, I believe, and we have food, Libyan food right now on the picture.
I can comment on food because I'm a big fan of food. Yeah.
It's one of the most beautiful, and I believe it's now we have to
I think we have some problems with connection.
I think maybe that's what we're gonna ask, to turn off the video so that we can hear more clearly what Amira is going to say.
The food is not Libyans are very busy.
Amira, do you hear us?
While Amira is having problem technically, I think
Well,
maybe
the picture
Shada would like
many
to
of
talk about.
and that has Davis.
Shada?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear. You said that
Yeah,
previously
well,
you said that you are a big fan of food, and we would like to hear more a
definitely.
little.
And I don't know how I forgot to mention this earlier, but we're all Libyans are big fans of food. And we do have a huge variety of traditional food. And each area specific have some very famous dish. But generally, it's really hard to be a vegetarian in Libya because mostly we do eat a lot of meat. And that's something. And yeah, just whenever and food all around the world actually just connect us all together. But this is where the time that all the family come together to eat, and it's something that we really enjoy. And also this is how we show our care and just kindness through food. So we always invite people over to have food and have like a big festival around the table.
Yes, it's something that unites people together at one round table.
Exactly.
And to adding to Shada's comment, it is known, at least if you want to resolve a conflict or a problem, or you want to bring two parties to discuss, you invite them over a very wide table of food where they will discuss and feel like they're part of something comfortable and safe. And it's funny how really something as simple as preparing a meal makes everybody feel like they belong.
This is actually very funny, and seems like most of the time, even the leaders, the top leaders, they're always negotiating their things by the table, eating, and seems like that really helps.
Yes, it's actually not only in Libya, it's in Ukraine also. It's normal to invite people for the conversation and offer some food, some dishes. Yes. And it's very interesting right now on pictures. We see some wedding and some celebration, isn't it? Or there's more to it?
The traditional clothes. So could anyone comment on the clothes we can see on the picture?
Is it like old tradition and you don't follow it
Well,
anymore? Or is it still saved till nowadays?
Well, we still wear them, but in very specific occasions. Well, usually in weddings, when someone gets married, as like you can see in this white, like in this white costume. This one is specifically from Tripoli, and usually the groom and the family of the groom, they bring it to the bride, and the bride wears it in the like the Libyan wedding. It's we celebrate it in different days, and it usually goes up to 5 days, like for a week. We celebrate it up for a week, and as Tuki and Shara mentioned, that we are very generous people when it comes to food and when it comes to everything else. And that's another thing I believe that we should be very proud of. And for these costumes, people wear it in weddings and other traditional celebrations.
Wow, very interesting.
Now we can see the natural landscapes.
Yes.
So you're welcome to comment on that too.
Well, that one, the one in the lake in the middle of the desert, that's called the Gabaron Lake. I mean, this is one of the things that we are Libyan are very proud of, and it's located in the south. Um, like in the middle of the desert, there's like a lake, and it's full of trees and palm trees, and it's amazing. I mean, it's very fascinating. One in Libya, we have one of the best beaches around the world, and I mean, like our beaches are. It can be the location of the country itself. It gives us the privilege of having the best beaches, and then we're talking about like whenever we travel, you see that a lot of people who are advocating and advertising for like other beaches, but they never actually talked about the Libyan beaches. We have very amazing beaches. We're talking about Zuwara, we're talking about Tripoli, we're talking about Libya, that I believe that the world should see and the people should see. And other than the beaches, you can see other ancient statues and other Roman, like you can see different cultures and different civilization that have been the country have been through. You can see the Greek, you can see the Romans, you can see the Italians, and all at once in one country. And you can see it in different part of the Libya of Libyan cities and places.
Thank you. Would anyone like to add something about Libya?
I think Amira summed it up very well, in a sense that in simply saying that Libyans are very generous. We are very engaging. We are very engaging people, and we would love to communicate to the world that we're not just what we have been symbolized to be before. And before, not a lot of people knew about us, only just politically, and that's unfair in a sense because we have so much to offer. So this is my only 2 cents, and I'm thanking Amira and Shada for the amazing comments.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I would like to offer us to move on to the second part of our broadcast. And I also want to mention that every broadcast we use the theory of 6 handshakes. This theory means that we all connected, all people in the world connected with each other by chain of 5 acquaintances. It means like 6 handshakes between us. And I also want to give an example of how we have the broadcast today, that we had broadcast where Turkey was the guest of the broadcast. And then today she invited her friends and we joined all together to talk about Libya again. And Turkey is one of the co-hosts today. And that's how we continue. And every person sharing this message about creative society and sharing it with her friends or his friends, and more people join. And every broadcast, it's somebody found out from somebody and got invited over to the broadcast. And that's how every broadcast happening on a daily basis. We have people from different countries, and we talk about their country, traditions, culture, and we also, most importantly, we talk about what society we all want to live in. Because of course we live in different countries, but there's something that unites us all. We all live on one planet, first of all, and we're all humans, right? So if you want to find out more about Creative Society Project, please visit Allatraunites.com website. And if you want to be on our next broadcast, this is the message to our viewers. Also, you can comment under this video or send us an email, official email, which you can see right now on screen. So let us move on to the second part of the broadcast. And I want to remind everyone again that the goal of the project is to achieve creative society, such kind of society where each person in the world will live happy and live in comfort and have everything necessary for living, secure, stable society where each person is confident in the future. And I would like to ask our technical support to show us a little promo about Creative Society.
First step would be for everybody to care about other people and not about themselves only.
People should respect each other, not dependent with the color, the gender.
We must avoid all this confrontation, you know.
The fact that we're all humans is what unites us. So,
but I think you start to think of yourself more as a person from the planet.
The task of the media is to help society find a common language and communicate.
I think friendship and being nice to each other can unite everyone.
I want to live in a society where the people are very conscious, so they make conscious decisions.
Work for the sake of society, for the sake of love, for the sake of connection.
I see that all people want two things: love and respect.
Society is a compassionate society, a society that understands that your needs are validated.
What unites us is being in relationship with each other.
It's about humanizing the human society.
Everybody has to be informed in a proper way.
Let's support each other. Let's help each other, no matter what another person may have.
In the Creative Society, human life will be of highest value, and the best human qualities will prevail.
Yes, before we all move on to asking questions, I would like to talk about a very important topic, which is the stages of implementing the Creative Society. There are 3 stages of implementing it, but every stage is very important and very crucial, and on the success of the first stage depends everything. Many people might underestimate this stage, but once you start to understand the project, once you start to understand how it works, you start to understand the great importance of the first stage, which is information stage. That's what we're actually doing right now. We're trying to tell about this project, the Creative Society project, to as many people as possible, but ideally it's gonna be to all people in our world. That would be really wonderful, but even the majority would be good enough for us to achieve. So information stage is extremely important, as I mentioned before, and it means that we need to talk to our family members, our friends, our colleagues, anyone you feel comfortable speaking with. And as I told you, it's very important. So yes, I would like to give the word to either Oля or Turkia. You're welcome to continue and ask our guests the very important questions about the society they would really like to live in. You're welcome.
I just wanted to add a little thing that why is it important to this informational stage? Why is it important to let our friends and relatives and friends of friends know about the idea of Creative Society? Because we're so used to living in consumer society. We're so used that things are the way they are, and it's very common for people to think that what can be changed? What can I change if that's how it is? Like I always thought this way, that what can I change? Like that's how I always lived from my childhood. Can it be different? And when you meet someone who asks you, what society would you like to live in? You start thinking, I never thought of it before. I lived this way because that's how I lived, my parents lived, my parents of my parents lived. Can it be different? So you start thinking, yes, I would like to live differently. I would like to live where people around me are happy, for example, and things like that. And it actually makes you stop and think about something positive, think about the creative way of living. And once we start thinking differently, we change the way of thinking, we change the format of society. We actually not only thinking, we start acting differently, because we understand that before everyone stops, thinks, and start act differently, nothing will change. We start from ourselves. And now I would like to pass the word to Turkey and hear our dear guests.
Thank you. On that note, actually, I would like to add something, is that you were talking about how we should start from ourselves, and it's very important for us to hear, and the audience with us today, is that we are all the decision makers. And usually we say we should talk about these world problems with decision makers who are part of governments or key actors, but actually we are all decision makers. We have to take the decision to do this to ourselves, and we start within. So if I take the decision today to join this initiative, it's my way of saying I believe in a better future, and all of us should have this power within us, that we're not powerless. So it's very important to acknowledge this this really big power that we have.
Absolutely, yes, I totally agree. And I just wanted to bring in a little fact, what just happened yesterday. I was talking to a person again about creative society, and I actually face this problem that the person simply doesn't understand that we can live differently. And it was to the point that he was defending what we have right now. No, but that was always how we lived. We never had peaceful history. Do you know the peaceful history? He asked me, and I said yes, but the history, what we know now in the books, and we don't see it in the books. We see only violence, wars, conflicts. That's what we see. That's why we believe that that's how things are working in this world, and there is no other way to change them. And of course, it depends even on only one person who decided, no, I want to stop this. No, I don't want to live like that. And I will do everything to change it. Everything what depends on me. And I think this is very important. And I like what Turkey said, that we are every single person, even if we think that we are not important, but we are decision makers. Thank you so much.
So let us hear our dear guests on the topic. How do you envision creative society? What is it for you? A society of happy people? Or what kind of society will make you happy? I see that we lost Nassar.
I'll go first.
Yes, go ahead. Amira, is it you? Because breaking up, the voice breaking up.
Yes. So, voice breaking up?
Yes, but I think it's better now.
Okay. So we're talking about the creative society. Whatever the words been like, you guys have been mentioning creative society a lot, and whenever you guys say it, I keep in mind is that the society that we youth had built for ourselves lately in Libya. I mean, we have literally created a creative society by our own, where we all stood up together for those principles and those things that we believe in. And we try to create our own circle and this circle has people from different aspects, from different places around Libya in general. You can see that people are sitting in cafes and they have different mindsets and they're all sharing, but they all sharing the same principles. It's been very noticed lately in the after the revolution, and that so many groups and their principles, and they're trying to make changes in the country itself, and they're trying to build a new country with the very what would I say, with values, like we're trying our best, and it's what's lovely is that those initiatives are coming from the youth, the people who are those who are leaders, and they know what the meaning of the word leader itself. So they're not they're trying to evolve themselves, to develop, and would try to make a lot of initiative and to try to make those changes inside the society itself. So I believe that a lot of our young generation, the youth of Libya society within the country.
Thank you so much. This is very good news. And that's what everyone should do, I think. And we'll get there, but also like changing the way of thinking of in all the countries, because every person is the part of society, and without one person, society is not complete. And you know, when you all part of one economic system, it's really hard for one country just to create this oasis or heaven, you know, when everyone's taken care of, everyone's happy, and no one worries about how to pay bills tomorrow, for example.
Shada, yeah.
Would you like to add something?
Yes, definitely. First, on a small scale, let's say personal level, I call it something like a bubble, which is the creative society, let's call it. It's just to be surrounded by people who are creative, that can enjoy life no matter how difficult that is. So that's on a personal level. But then we're like, I ran into a question once, and it was like, what makes a creative city? So the answer, it was a competition, actually. It's an architectural competition, but that was the main question. So we've talked with my friends and so on, but the answer was actually the people. So what makes a creative city is actually the people of that city. And also there's different things that shape this society, which is for you to be creative and also the word happy, you need to have a stable environment. You need things, external things, and also internal things in order for you to work on it. So therefore we like started this creative hub, and this is the point from it, is to have a place that is safe, that provides the environment for young people to be productive, to be creative, so that we can have a small society. And then this society, as you said, it's like a chain that can actually invite other friends and grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So on a small scale, not about a city, but just a place that we can gather and network and thrive in. This is what actually can make it more creative. And also, like, I was having a conversation with my friend once, and she was like, what is the aim of this organization that you're working on? And I said very casually, it's like to make people happy. And they thought I was kidding, but it is really true that we really need the positive environment. We need to give like small like gestures of hope to people, so that they feel like comfortable enough for them to be productive and just work and be happy. So as Turkiya mentioned, it's within us all. We are decision makers, and if each and every one of us worked towards that, to have an impact on others in a positive way. Therefore, we can reach creative society together.
Yes, thank you so much, Shada. I really liked what you've mentioned. You've mentioned that the people is the constituent, the most important constituent of every change in the city or in the country. And this is very valuable to know, because that's exactly where doubt of people lies. They think they are incapable of doing something, of changing something, but in fact, we are the people who are making the landscape of the country. I mean, not natural landscape, but the landscape of the country in terms of infrastructure, medical care, anything. We're all involved, every single one of us, and this is the whole. Yes, and I would like to pass the word to my co-host.
As you said, I do agree with everything you said. And one of the things I would like to add is that we always think of things as a big scale. Well, actually, you should unpack them and look at it as a small scale. The stories that Shada shared with us about her actions in her own situation, in her own life, with other people and their reaction really makes you think that it all starts very small. And we really forget how impactful it can be to look at it from the perspective of the actual small scale people. This is where we can actually build things slowly towards the big scale events, where we would make sure that our voices are heard and that our demands are needed, and people can really live and feel like they're living in a society where they can be creative. This is the only time where a person can really contribute to their community.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I agree with everyone. And actually, when we talk about everyone's responsibility, we go back to informational stage. This is an action also, and what words we send in there, what words we spreading, what emotions it's causing. Does it cause anger and violence, or does it cause something positive, something that makes you feel warm inside and willing to help others, willing to awakening this more kindness, to other people. So this is also about information we share. And let me ask our technical support if we can see a little short video about from one of our one of the conferences we had on 20th of December. This conference united many people of the world. It united over 180 countries of the world, where people voiced the truth, where people voiced that they want to live in creative society. And this conference called Creative Society United We Can, which actually lifted up some facts from our history. People voiced that they want to live in different society, and this is the way out to change the format of society, and it all depends on us if we'll be able to achieve it. So if our technical support hears us, I would really like to show everyone this little video from the conference. Thank you very much to our technical support. And I would also like to mention that in Creative Society Project, and even before Creative Society Project was, called it the Creative Society Project, there is many interviews were taken, roundtables, and so many social polls were done with people all over the world, and people were answering the questions like what unites all people of the world, what kind of society would like to live in, and on the basis of this answers, the 8 foundations of creative society were founded. And I would like to introduce you to 8 foundations of creative society.
Yes, these were the 8 foundations of creative society, which were compilated on the basis of the answers of many people who were actually answering the same questions we are asking you today, our guests. What is that world? What is that society you would really like to live in and feel safe and happily? And based on the answers of people, that's what we got. 8 foundations. The first foundation is human life. The second foundation, let me look at it carefully. Sometimes I'm a little bit confused which is first and which is second, because they're all equally important for me. Yes, human freedom. The third foundation, human safety. Then transparency and openness of information for all, the creative ideology, development of personality, justice and equality, and self-governing society. And our guests, you are very welcome to comment on the 8 foundations of creative society. So what do you think of them, and do you think that this is actually what you also think, that the type of society we need to live in, where we will have all these important points in our life?
I think the 8 principles are very clear and straightforward, and they do sum up the things that we would like to see in a society that we would like to live in. And the danger that we usually fall in is that we overcomplicate things, and we have very long ideals and things that are not really practical or have not been applied correctly. But these 8 principles really sum up the need and the desire for any human being to want to live and be part of a society in this generation that actually can promote principles like equality, like the right to be happy, the right to have an education, the right to express themselves and have an identity, preserve their culture. All of these things are interlinked, and they have to be put as a priority. Despite any other agenda, people just want to live and be able to express themselves.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I also, if you read foundations more, like the first one, human life, that everyone's life is important. There is nobody's life more important than somebody else's. We are all equally important because it's our life, and for us, our life is important, right? So if our life is important to us and we appreciate it, we also value other humans' life, because for him, his life is the only important thing he has in the first place, because without life, there's nothing else is important. Like if you're not alive, it doesn't matter what education, what safety, not safety. That's why the human life is on the first place, because all comes from us to be alive, and we should appreciate each other's life. May I ask you what foundation touched you the most when we were announcing it, or maybe when you was reading about it?
For me, if you're asking me, would be I think the one about the right to express themselves and have an identity. It's a very important thing for me on a personal level, because I feel like Libya, as Nasser earlier said, has been out of touch from their own identity due to the loss of information towards history or because of the recent events, and it has heavily affected the way we view ourselves. So I do believe that that point is something very important, because if I want to be an active member of any community or society, I want to feel like I belong, and I want to feel like I can express myself openly.
Thank you so much. Maybe Amira or Shera would like to share what foundation touched them, or they would like to talk more about. Maybe they don't understand some foundation. Maybe you don't understand some foundation. Let's talk about it too.
Yeah, maybe you just want to comment on what Turkey mentioned a few seconds ago, which was actually very important, what she said. So maybe you would like to elaborate on this particular point more. I think our guests are thinking. They probably don't know what to say.
It could be also a problem of connection, at least for Shada's part. But yeah, maybe it would be good for us to see the list again, to maybe give them 8 principles. I know them by heart because I'm very happy about them and I would like to advocate for them. But our guests maybe would like to have a second glance. It's always good to look at these.
Let us have our technical support to show us all the foundations again. So here they are.
Of course, each of these foundations comprises more than just it is said, because there are much more. Once you read them, each of them, the description of each foundation, you will see that it's much more in that. It's much more in these two words, human life. It's much more comprised in that.
Maybe we can see the foundation which Turkey was talking about, the openness of information.
And development of personality, which is...
I went through your website, so I have them all written along with their description. So it's very interesting to see the principle number 6, development of personality, the one that you have mentioned. So it's very interesting, and I really do believe that each one of us as people, we should have the right to develop ourselves and to feel like our personal fulfillment and the education of ourselves. Like we can educate ourselves, or we can receive the education for free, as we have here have in Libya. That I believe that we're very lucky, where as we like the public schools are free for everyone, and until we can finish our education until college. I believe that it's one of the things that we as Libyan are very lucky of, and to be able to receive such services for free. As many other countries, they're like when it comes to college education, it costs them a lot of money. But here in Libya, that it goes for free. And I think, as a person, in a personal level, as Tokia had mentioned, I think that we as people, we should seek after what we want and what we believe in and what are our goals, and we seek after like we develop ourselves. Like we should literally develop ourselves and to try to reach the point that that's really makes us believe that we have reached it.
Thank you. And maybe we can read that foundation aloud, if for someone who haven't read about it yet. If our technical support can show, and I can read it aloud. So, development of personality, the sixth foundation of creative society. Every human in creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equally accessible to all, creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your vision, for sharing your opinion, and this is really, you know, fulfills the picture of every human, like what I already had in mind. You're just adding it to what I thought of, and something I haven't thought of. And you also sharing your experience of Libya, how it is in your country. And you know, in some countries have found some interesting decisions, like in different spheres of life. So some countries develop medicine better. Some countries found some good decisions in educational system, and they have good results, they achieved good results, and so on. And we really, by talking to each other, by sharing experience, by taking that experience and implementing it in our countries, that's when we all succeed, that's when we all move forwards. If somebody has achieved something, we can use this information, this results, this development in some areas, and all together move further as a society of the planet. And you know, if we'd be doing this, you know, without if not consumer society, when you know money sometimes on the first place, we'd be already much more developed, and we wouldn't have hunger, we wouldn't have people that have no drinking water or no food on their table, or they have no place for living, or they struggle in their life. So that's what creating society for me, when there is no hunger, there is no poverty. Actually, that's not the only thing that makes people happy. But you know, when you struggle to get something basic, sometimes you don't have time to think about something that's spiritually fulfilling you. So every human, I think, should have all the basics, all the fundamentals for living, necessities like food, housing, medical care, education. And then people will have more time to think about other things, about their personal development, about spiritual development, about helping others.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I noticed that Shadow wanted to add something.
Yeah. Yes, for me, all the points are really important, but I saw that governing society is really interesting for me, that people don't see the power that they have, and we've talked about this, like how can they actually participate, and they have the right to. This is the thing, we don't have to be a liability or just rely on the government or other parts to actually solve the issues that we go through that actually affect our daily life. We can be part of the solution. So I see this point, we should like spread more awareness that you can make initiatives, be part of activities that matters to you and that can improve the life for you personally or maybe other people around. So I think this point is really important.
Yes, thank you. When everyone feels responsible on what's going on in society, then of course people start to act differently. Not blaming, but offering some decisions. Yes.
Yeah.
We do not wait for others to make the change. It can happen from within us.
Yes, if we used to say, you know, if you announce the problem, okay, yes, we have this problem. So what's the decision? What's the solution? Let's think of solution, not concentrate on negative and blaming people who's guilty, right?
Yes, because unfortunately in our modern world, what we can see that we all see the problems very clearly, every single person, but yet seems like we're digging more into finding who is that bad person. We want to put all that blame on him and just search what did he do wrong and why we're so unhappy in this world. So instead of doing that, I think maybe we just need to concentrate on finding solutions altogether. And it's interesting that because we're all different, and it's so wonderful that we're all different from different spheres, because when we all come together, we can find different solutions for different problems. Let's say someone is introvert, someone is extrovert, someone is good at sitting quietly, like me, let's say. I can do some tedious work and I don't get tired of it, but extrovert person, he likes to talk more. I'm not really good at talking, but the person who is extrovert, he can talk or she can talk more, and invite more people, maybe try to explain things better than I can do. And when we combine together, it's a great team. So same with other people, like let's say some person is from medical field, some person from the architecture area, some persons from education, and when we gather together, we have a round table, and okay guys, so what can we do in this sphere, in this sphere, in this sphere, and we have all these decisions, and it works perfectly this way. So to be different is just a very great strength, not to be the same, because somehow in our society it's considered to be that it's better to meet with like-minded people who are the same, who are similar to you. But I think it's fundamentally wrong. So this is just my personal opinion, sorry. So you guys welcome to continue if you have anything to add.
Okay, I would like to say that it's very easy to join Creative Society project. All you need to do, you go to Allatraunites.com website, and there is a red button on top of the screen on the in the right top corner, and you click on join button. You have a very short 3 questions to answer. And you actually, I forgot to mention that it's translated to many languages by volunteers of Allatra International Public Movement. And you can pick the language you speak in and fill up a very short form and click join. You can join Creative Society if you support the idea of it, if you support and would like to do something, if you don't agree with the current format of society. So It's very easy. You can also write an email and share your vision of society you would like to live in. So please join. I invite everyone to join and share this video with friends, and invite friends to further broadcasts. Participate as a co-host. It's very easy. Everyone can do it. I'm telling it from my experience. I'm sure Evelina can say it from her experience. And as you saw, Turkey with us also. She also was a guest at the broadcast one day, and now she joined us as a co-host.
Yes, and I want to mention a small thing that you can see when you click the Join Us button, red button. You can see that there are a few options. It's not that if you at the stage when you don't really feel comfortable about this idea, you would like to know more information and you're not sure, because sometimes people might think that, oh, we're just holding them and we just want to catch them and bring them here. No guys, absolutely no. You're free in your choice. So in order to go somewhere, you need to find more information, and that's why we have 3 options. The first one says that I support building of the creative society, but I'm not yet ready to officially support the electoral platform. That's what we were talking about, that there are 3 stages, and right now we're at the first stage, information stage, but after that it will be another 2 stages, and we would attach an article about the stages of building the creative society after our broadcast. It would be really helpful to find that additional information every person needs to know in order to make this decision. Then the second option is I support building of the creative society and I'm ready to officially support the electoral platform. And last option is I support building of the creative society and I'm ready to take an active part in the process as well as to officially support the electoral platform. That's actually what we are doing now, Olga, me, and Turkey. So we are actively participating and spreading this information. So I'm really welcoming you guys to find more information and make your decision. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a detailed explanation of what is it, the join button, that it's nothing scary.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think our broadcast is coming to an end, and I want to also to finish our broadcast with showing another short cartoon that was made by volunteers of Allatra International Public Movement for the conference Creative Society United We Can. And this cartoon actually, it says everything by itself. I just want to thank everyone for participation today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing very interesting facts about Libya. It was very informative, educational. I really appreciate everyone for coming.
Yes, thank you so much. And if you would like to add a few last words, you're welcome before we will start playing this wonderful cartoon.
I would like to thank you all for having me with me, and thank you, Turkey. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shada.
Thank you, everyone, and it was very it's very good that we have joined, and now we have an idea on the organization. What are your principles, and what you are advocating for? I'd really like to thank for the initiative and reaching out. Thank you so much, and thank you both Evelina and Olga for this amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amir.
As my friends just said, we're very happy that they joined us today. I'm very happy that I could co-host with you today. Hopefully we will be able to collaborate again and talk more about the 8 principles and about how we can contribute, each one of us, to the creative society we envision, as well as our role in decision makers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much again. Thank you.
Elephants are habituated to a rope since childhood. First, they are tied to a tree, and an elephant calf trying to escape understands that the rope is many times stronger than him. Then, already being a grown-up elephant, he no longer even makes attempts to become free, because he understands that the rope, which is stronger than him, will win anyway. And when already a human who, well, the strength of a human and an elephant is incomparable, but an elephant still submits to a human and follows him with his head down, is the same in human society.
The whole point, imagine. An ordinary human, skinny and little, is leading an elephant on a rope. Why? Because the elephant believes that the rope is holding him. Friends, we have the same thing. Nothing is holding us, except our imaginary rope. And I would simply like to say, friends, let us stop being stupid elephants, and let's become humans.